Hey everybody, welcome back. Fingers crossed we don't have any audio or visual issues tonight. Let me make sure that our stream has gotten started over here. And there we go. Okay, great. So as always, when you are here, please let me know. Say hello. Let me know where you're at. Oh, cool. I just got signed out of my YouTube account, so I think that just means that I can't send you any links in the chat, but I think we're still good to go, so I'm just going to keep on going, and we will see what happens. Tammy is here. Hello. It's not letting me see anything now. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, let's see here. If I sign back in, what will happen? Mystery. We're just gonna go with it. I'm not gonna try to figure it out right now. If I try to sign back in, I think it's going to kick me out of the stream, so we'll just keep on going and hope for the best. So Jeff is here, Sydney is here, Christopher is here, and Colin is here. Welcome everybody. How am I doing tonight? Really well. Thank you so much for asking. I am doing great, having a really good day. Figured I would celebrate NFL season eve with my brown sweatshirt. Hello, Jordan. Welcome to the chat. I can't see anything that's going on right now because I'm signed out. So we're just really going to hope for the best, but so far so good. Okay. CJ, hello. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. Michael says, too bad for Lowcast. Yeah, agreed. I know we talked about this a lot last week, but for those of you who aren't aware, last week, whoops, there we go, Locast shut down for now, at least, while it is in the middle of a lawsuit with the broadcast networks. So that doesn't mean that things are over for good, but as of right now, yes, Locast did go dark. Yes, Mike. And we have a post up about some other options for watching your local channels, but unfortunately, antennas just don't work for everybody. So very frustrating for a lot of us who just don't get good reception or don't get a lot of channels with an antenna. Colin says, do we think new services will pop up to replace Locast? Yes, I think so. I think this will keep on happening, but for now there aren't a ton of options. I did list a couple over in that post, excuse me, so you can check those out. And there was one that a bunch of you mentioned last time, and I did look it up, but it looks an awful lot like Locast, so I have to say, maybe just don't get your hopes up about that one. I don't have a good feeling about that one. Yeah, we are ready to cut some cords, absolutely. Yeah, sorry about that weird beginning, guys. That was a whole weird situation. It looked like my microphone wasn't going to work, and then it looked like I got just completely signed out of my YouTube account and it wasn't going to work at all. So sorry about that, but I think we're good to go now. So thanks for sticking with me. Chris says, never got a chance to try Lowcast. Yeah, I know a lot of you were really looking forward to Lowcast hopefully expanding to your area, and unfortunately, it had to shut down before that could happen, but this might not be the end. It could come back. We will have to wait and see. NYC is loving my Cleveland sweater. Thank you so much. Celebrating the beginning of the NFL season. Also had to wear it for a work-related thing, which you guys will hear more about later this week. Okay, some people are asking about Philo. So Philo today didn't add a new one, but added more channels to its free lineup. I don't know if all of you are aware that Philo does have some free content, so definitely check that out on the Philo website. And they also added a new movie add-on, so there are a bunch of new channels that you can get for, I think it's only $3 a month, which is awesome. Deborah, hello, happy to have you here. Rest in peace, Lowcast. Yeah, absolutely. What a bummer. I know a lot of you were bummed. I got a lot of messages, a lot of emails, a lot of Twitter DMs. People were very upset about Lowcast, and I am right there with you. Damien says, can't wait for NFL to get underway tomorrow night. Yeah, you and me both. I am very excited for football season. I've been watching Brown's videos all day. Mr. J says, so mad that Locast is gone. Can you recommend anything close to it? Unfortunately, there's not anything very close to what Locast was offering because of this whole copyright thing. So there have been others in the past, but it seems like this all keeps happening to these services. Okay, people are making fun of my sweater. Listen, guys, this is Cleveland's year. Let me have this. Yeah, so unfortunately nothing super similar to Lowcast. There are a few options. I would send you the link, but it's not letting me type in the chat tonight because I got signed out. But head over to corkitorsnews.com and look for that post about alternatives for watching your local channels. Some of them were just watching news on free streaming services like Stir and using an antenna to watch your locals for free. You can also, of course, sign up for a live TV streaming service and get your locals that way, which is what I ended up doing. Some of you are talking about alternatives to Lowcast. I don't know the names, and yes, thank you, Jermaine. If they are not legal, we won't talk about them. But if you find anything that you want to send my way, please do. I will check it out and post about it if we can. Oh, Jeff says, my girlfriend gives a big thumbs up to Only Murders in the Building on Hulu. Yeah, same here. I'm really into that. Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez are in that, and I'm really liking it a lot. Very, very fun show. All right, let me scroll up here and see the comments that I missed. What can I do now for my locals? I am using Hulu with live TV right now to watch them. I'm bummed. I do like Hulu with live TV. I'm just bummed about Locast being gone. All right, Jim got Apple TV Plus free for 4 months because of Target Circle. Yeah, so Tamara has a post up about using those Target Circle offers to get deals on streaming services, so you can get some Apple TV Plus for free. Yeah, lots of people saying that they have alternatives for Lowcast, but they aren't sure if they are illegal. And if you are questioning that, if you want to send them my way, I will go ahead and check them out. Yep, lots of people are a fan of that show, Only Murders in the Building. Again, you can find it on Hulu. It is a Hulu original. Will NFL Sunday Ticket change from DirecTV? Not this season, but after this season, potentially. But we will just have to wait and see if they decide to make another deal with AT&T. Now that DirecTV Stream has broken away from the other AT&T businesses, it's possible that they will try to just keep it over there and continue giving it to DirecTV customers. But we will wait and see. As we all know by now, there are lots of companies who are all vying for Sunday ticket rights. So Amazon wants in on that, Apple wants in on that, so who knows? We'll have to wait and see who is offering the most money, honestly. That's what it will probably come down to. Is Amazon's, excuse me, sorry, is Amazon still doing Thursday Night Football this year? I believe so, yes. Yeah, Jermaine is saying that we jinxed Lowcast because we were all talking about how much we love it, and we had a whole discussion about Lowcast here in the Q&A one night, and the next day it got shut down. So that was a very upsetting moment for all of us. So I agree. I think maybe we did jinx it, and I feel very bad about that. You have a question about DirecTV Stream. Do I need a satellite dish on my roof to subscribe to the channels? No, you do not, Mike. DirecTV Stream is AT&T's streaming service, so streaming only, just like all of the other streaming services. You do not need a satellite dish. It is separate from DirecTV. Eric says, hello from Washington State. Hello, how are you? What's the weather like? Our video guy, Philip, and reporter, jack of all trades, Philip, is also from Washington, and he and I were talking earlier about how hot it has been out there. Kim says, watching on my Google Chromecast with Apple TV. Awesome. I love hearing about all of your cord cutting setups. If anyone else wants to let me know what TV you're using, what streaming device you're using, love to hear it. Somebody commented about a story we had done. Eric says, Luke wrote a story about local BTV back in 2017. It has some digital sub-channels and PBS in select markets. There's also Puffer, the Stanford University Research Project. Yeah, I think the reason we don't talk much about Puffer is just that it's in a very limited area. And local BTV is also, but that's the one I was referring to earlier when I said it was very much like Locast, to the point where it's probably going to get shut down, right? I would love for it to succeed, would love to see it expand to more locations, but it does look an awful lot like Locast. Even the way their website is set up reminded me of Locast. So I, to be honest, don't have high hopes that it's going to last, but fingers crossed. Yes, Mike, with DirecTV Stream, you will get your local channels. You can go over to the DirecTV Stream website and put in your zip code, and it will show you all of the channels that you'll get. A really good option for sports fans, too. So you'll get all of those regional sports networks, which is great and hard to come by with streaming services. Still in the 90s out in Texas. Yikes, too hot. It was mid-70s out here in Cleveland today, and it was perfect. Bill says, hello, just got home. Bill, we are happy you made it to the Q&A tonight. Welcome. NYC says, I know that Hulu is having a price hike, but I expect this to happen since they are not only merging Hotstar, but also expanding Hulu originals. After all, the cast and crew gotta make the donuts. Love that. Yeah, NYC, so Hulu is doing a price hike only for the on-demand packages, not for Hulu with live TV, but it is going up by $1. And probably worth noting, the last time we saw a price change with Hulu, it was back in 2019 whenever they lowered it by $1 or $2. So that was the last price change. So it has been a while. They're probably due for a bit of a price hike, and it's still very affordable. So there's that. So we have a post up about that also, but if you want to lock in your price, you can subscribe now, sign up for the annual plan if you want to save for a year. Colin says, Jess, do you see the broadcaster and their affiliates going direct to consumer with free streaming with local channels? I don't know. With free streaming, I'm going to say probably not, but I think we will see more things like Paramount Plus, where they give you a live stream of your local CBS affiliate and ask you to pay for it. So I can see that happening more. Obviously, it would be great if they did some kind of free service, but I, to be honest, do not see that happening. It would be great, though. I would sign up for that in a minute. Eric says, I believe NFL Sunday Ticket is overrated and expensive. As a casual NFL fan, I am happy with NFL Red Zone on Sling TV, the Yahoo Sports app, and watching my local team over the air. Yeah, I hear a lot of people saying the same thing. I think, too, a lot of people would prefer just going somewhere to watch the game if they can't watch it at home for some reason. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but there are obviously a lot of diehard Sunday Ticket subscribers. So we'll keep an eye out, see where it ends up. All right. Colin says local BTV only streams channels they have paid for the right to stream. That's why they don't have the main broadcasters coming after them. Interesting. I obviously did not read enough about it. I just checked the website real quick, and yeah, interesting. So it makes sense that they would be able to give you those channels, and it's for free, I think, right? So interesting. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. We need more cable news channels like News 12 Long Island and networks. So one thing that you can do if you want to watch local-ish news is check out those free streaming services. So on Stir, you can choose a city that's closest to you, and it will give you some live news coverage. And then Pluto TV is adding some kind of local news channels. So it's very limited right now with how many they offer, but they have New York, Los Angeles, Boston, and a handful of others. So definitely check that out too. Richard is enjoying NFL Network on Hulu with Live. I will be too. Bill says, don't forget about News On. Bill reminds me about this every week when I forget to mention it. Yeah, there are a ton of free services that offer local news and weather and things like that. So definitely give some free streaming services a try. Is the Hulu Disney Plus price going up? No, the price of the Disney bundle is staying the same. Brian says, living in Cleveland as a Steelers fan, they rarely broadcast the games on local channels. They prefer paid TV ads, and NFL Ticket blacks it out since I'm so close to Pittsburgh. So I am stuck. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Brian. Yeah, it's just all these blackout rules and things. It really does make it very difficult to figure out how to watch your favorite team sometimes. That is a bummer. Jermaine says, Pluto TV has evolved into an amazing service, and I completely agree. Pluto TV has added so many channels. Love that they have some local news channels. They're just adding all kinds of new entertainment channels all the time. They just added the 007 channel again, so great stuff. Love it. Excuse me, sorry. Eric says Hulu on Demand was once $7.99. It might eventually go back to that price. Yeah, absolutely. It sure could. So right now we are going back up to $6.99, but yeah, I think $7.99 is probably going to happen eventually. I mean, they haven't changed their price in quite a while, so we might have some time before it gets there, but yes, I can see it going up to $7.99, which doesn't feel like a completely absurd price either. Oh, Brian says Haystack for news is arguably the best news app on my Apple TV. Yeah, Haystack is excellent. It has a ton of local, national, international news. Definitely one to check out. Oh, G Money says amazing documentaries on Pluto too. Good to know. They have so much. Gosh, what a great service. I just love free streaming services so much. Geneva says Paramount Plus has CBS locals with regular programming. Yep, and they will be showing all the NFL games that are airing on CBS. I think every one of them will also be on Paramount Plus, and you can watch with any level of subscription. So that's definitely something to look out for. Brett says, go Seahawks. NYC says, tomorrow's the NFL kickoff on NBC. Would be great if WB got the Matrix, two different things. The Matrix Resurrections trailer. Oh, okay, sorry, NYC. I was misreading your comment. So you're hoping that we will see the Matrix Resurrections trailer during the game. Gotcha. Jeff says, hey, Corketers News, is there a YouTube channel? Oh, there is a YouTube channel called Mr. 4K who has a video on how to tell what HD format you are watching videos in. Cool, that's awesome. Yeah, another great place to find free content, YouTube. Obviously, I know a lot of us are already using it. A lot of us are using it right this very minute. And yeah, you can find a lot of great advice about choosing antennas or using all of your streaming devices and all kinds of good stuff. So yeah, love that. Raheem says, love watching Disney's Turner and Hooch TV series. On 44th birthday, I'm going to be watching Marvel's Hawkeye. Awesome. NYC says, nothing wrong to promote the big movies and TV during games with massive audiences. Completely agree. I love seeing trailers during games and things. I just think it's so much fun to get a little preview of what's coming. Plus, it's better than sitting through the same Charmin commercial over and over, you know? Richard wants to know if anybody is going to watch the 20-year anniversary of 9/11. That is coming up in a couple of days. We will hopefully have a post about some of the coverage on streaming services on that day. So if anyone is interested in checking those out, we will try to round up a bunch of stuff. Ooh, love this question. Geneva wants to know if I watch MTV The Challenge, and I have to tell you, I just caught up on the most recent season because one of the girls over at TV Guide was talking about it, so had to check it out. I love that show. So if you ever want to chat about it, find me over on Twitter and we can talk all about it. Did I check out the new Chucky TV series yet? I did not, but I do follow Devin Sawa on Instagram, and he is in the new show, so he's been posting about it. And I have to tell you, that doesn't scare me so much. Chucky is not a ghost, so it doesn't scare me. I should tell you guys too, I thought of all of you earlier today because I was sitting at my desk doing something and my office door just started slowly creeping open by itself, and I thought, man, if this apartment is haunted, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'll have to move again. Okay, G-Money says, was watching part of the 9/11 special on Frontline on PBS. I will make a note about that to include in that post. Thank you. Hard to believe it's been 20 years. Brett says, I used to watch my local channels through Windows Media Center with a PC. Wow, that sounds like a lot of steps. It would be awesome if Pluto TV would add PBS and PBS Kids. I would not count on that happening, although you can watch it for free. I don't know if they'll actually put it on a free streaming service, but Pluto TV would be a great one if they do. NYC, yeah, I hear you. I know not everyone's going to want to watch anything about 9/11, which is why our game plan is just to make one post to gather up all of those links so that we aren't posting about it all day long. I know that not everybody wants to see that all day long on that day, so we will keep it contained to one post. Did I ever see the Devon Sawa movie Idle Hands? Sure did not. That one does not look like it's for me. Oh, speaking of horror movies though, did you guys see, we posted on Quirketers News earlier today, a post about, I believe it's Dish, that is offering something like $1,300 to watch 13 Stephen King movies. Again, thought of all of you. I know we have some scary movie fans over here. So if you want to make some cash, apply for that job. It might just be for you. Cobra Kai Season 4 coming up. Nice. I always forget about that one. I've not watched it yet, but I know it has a lot of fans. T says, any free and legal football games besides broadcast channels? So, not really. You can watch with your antenna if you happen to get the channels. That is what I would recommend if you are trying to watch for free. Mike says, say hi to Luke. I will. Next time I talk to him, I'll let him know that you guys say hello. Yeah, Jermaine says that he would watch those movies for $1,300, and go sign up. Go apply. Let's see what happens. I would love it if one of you got that job. That would be amazing. You guys are cracking me up with all of your side conversations in the chat. I love it. No, still have not watched Schmigadoon. It's on my list for sure. Also on Friday, Come From Away is going to be on Apple TV+. I will be watching that one for sure. How can you watch Canadian TV in the US? If anyone has suggestions, please leave them in the chat. I don't know much about watching Canadian TV. So for British TV, obviously we have BritBox and Acorn TV, but is there a Canadian equivalent? If anyone has suggestions, please leave them in the chat. Oh yeah, Eric, good point, that the NFL and Yahoo Sports mobile apps stream the NFL games for free. Sunday afternoon games are what is available locally. You cannot cast the NFL games to a TV. So if you don't mind watching on your mobile device, that is another good option. Do we need the Disney Channel and Disney XD, Disney Junior on Pluto TV? That will probably not happen because those channels are very expensive. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Schmigadoon, and as always, you guys know me so well, so whenever you recommend a show to me, it's almost always something I'm going to love. So I've had Schmigadoon on my list for over a month now, and I really just need to sit down and watch it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Jermaine, you don't like scary movies either. Yeah, you and me both, friend. Not a fan. Can't do it. I want to know though, is anyone else interested in this deal of getting paid $1,300 to watch 13 scary movies from Stephen King? Is that something you would be up for? Let me know. Daniel says, heard HBO Max is expanding to Europe in October. Yes, they are. They've been planning this international expansion for quite a while. So is it Latin America too that's coming up? They're expanding all over the place. I feel like they're just going all out all at once. Brett says, speaking of Canada, Pluto needs a 24/7 red-green channel. I'm sure a lot of people would like that. Yeah, I'm really not sure about where to go to watch Canadian television. I know that Hulu has some, like Letterkenny, which is a hilarious show that I love, that is on Hulu, and you can watch, like, Schitt's Creek is a Canadian show, so there's a bunch. But I don't know of any, like, dedicated service just for watching Canadian content. Geneva says some Canadian programs are on YouTube, like Dragon's Den, Canada's version of Shark Tank. Oh, well, that's a good point, too. You can find a lot of it on YouTube, probably. Let's see. Someone's asking, what do I think is next? What's coming next to Pluto TV? To be honest, I have no idea. I'm always surprised when I get an email that they've added more channels, and it's always something different. So sometimes it'll be news channels, or this week it was kids programming. So we never know what's coming, and Pluto TV just has a little bit of everything, so they keep us guessing for sure. Chris says that CBC News has a standalone app for news from Canada, so that's another option. Eric says just types all day and talks all night. That is 100% true, and unfortunately I've done more talking today than I ever want to do, so my voice is pretty much shot just like last week. It's killing me. Ken says, sorry for being late. Hey, better late than never. We are happy to have you here. Oh, Deborah says that Red Green might also be on YouTube. Good find. Mike says Roku has a Canadian television app. Interesting. NYC says some Canadian shows are on IMDb TV, which is a free streaming service, but they need a website to aggregate which streaming service has a Canadian show. Yeah, for sure. Richard says, for those of you who watched season 1 of Big Shot on Disney+, it has been renewed for a second season. Yeah, lots of shows getting renewed lately, and a bunch getting canceled, unfortunately. I know some of you are fans of the show Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, and we don't know if that one's being renewed, but the Roku channel is making a holiday movie, so that's kind of fun and exciting. So that will be available for free on the Roku channel this holiday season. So that was some fun news. Steve says, just got here. Any news about Locast? So nothing new, unfortunately. We were all just kind of lamenting Locast going away. But as far as we know, this is just going to continue. Locast is going to continue trying to fight it. But in the meantime, yeah, they did shut down their service, unfortunately, for all of us who can't get our local channels with an antenna. Let's see. Ooh, whoops, let me just kick my desk real quick. DMS says, we appreciate you toughing it out. Yeah, it's a rough job talking to my computer all day long. Just kidding. I'm always happy to be here, but I do feel bad that I keep losing my voice halfway through the live stream every week. Man. G-Money says, speaking of YouTube, I was paging through the free movie section and saving some for later. Yeah, there are a ton of movies to watch on YouTube, and legally. I know that there are a bunch of not so legal streams of movies with varying levels of quality, but yes, they do have an official movie section that everyone should check out. David says, for news, try Very Local and Haystack News. Local Now. Yeah, lots of good options for watching the news for free, definitely. Um, let's see. Which of the premium channels, of all the premium channels, which one do you think is best? HBO, Star, Showtime, etc. I think it depends on what you're looking for. So for me, those premium channels are really something that I subscribe to for a very short period of time and then switch to another one. So I will say that I've been using HBO Max, so that's where I've been getting all of my HBO content. But I will, if I find a free trial for Stars, for example, I will use that free trial and then cancel, use Showtime for a while. So I will just kind of go through their whole movie library and find out what I would like to watch as much as possible, and then switch to another one. So I would put most of those on kind of an equal level, but I will say HBO is probably my favorite, but I'm now getting all of that content over on HBO Max. Do I have a music streaming service like Apple or Amazon? I do use Apple Music only because all of my stuff is Apple, so it's just easy. And I use the free version of Spotify. But what about you guys? So let me know what music services you're using. Eric says, oh, a good reminder, yeah, that the free movies on YouTube do have ads, just like you would get with, like, IMDb TV. Jose says, Jess, I remember when you seemed nervous talking in the recording videos right after Luke left. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. I was not hired to be on camera. It is not something that I like doing. I'm fine doing the live streams because I feel like I'm just having a conversation with a bunch of my friends, but oh, I hate recording videos, hate it so much. Mostly because I don't like going back and listening to my own voice later. So, love filming videos with Philip because he's the one that has to listen to me later. But yeah, not a big fan of being in front of the camera. G-Money says, multitasking today, Cardinals and Dodgers on TV, Q&A on my laptop, dinner to the left. Wow, so much going on all at once. Love to see it. David is using Pandora Kids, Spotify, and iHeart for podcasts. It's a good collection. GMS says YouTube Music because it's part of YouTube Premium. Yeah, awesome. Spotify and Amazon Music. Apple Music. Good choices, everybody. I won't ask you about your music preferences. That's another conversation for another day. David says, HBO Max for me, last week with John Oliver. Yeah, there's just so much good content on HBO Max. So many good movies, all of the HBO shows, plus HBO Max originals. So I would say that is one of my favorite streaming services right now. Thank you for the compliments, guys. Yeah, I hated recording videos even more in the beginning, but I think we're in a good place now. NYC says, I believe you could host a roundtable with other YouTubers. Yeah, I would love that. Anything where I can have a conversation with anyone, I'm good with. It's all those recorded videos that are not for me. Freyden uses uses Amazon Music because it's part of Prime, and Apple Music because I've got a lot of Apple devices. Same here. It just makes sense for me to use Apple Music. Sydney is using Amazon Music. Is anyone using Spotify? Does anyone pay for a Spotify account? Let me know. I use the free version, but I'm curious. Here's a question for you guys. Do you feel the same way about ads during your music as you do about ads during your show and movie streaming? Let me know. I don't mind ads as much whenever I'm listening to music personally. Jordan says, Amazon Music and YouTube on my phone, my own collection of MP3s, and the radio. Oh yeah, I guess I do have a radio out in the living room too. Good point. Colin says, will I ever do stuff with the CNET folks? I would say it's probably more likely that Philip would. We do chat with the CNET folks. No plans right now to do videos together, but who knows what's going to happen. I would love to do some stuff with the folks over at TV Guide. We work with them a little more closely. I think that would be a lot of fun. Jermaine says, I would love Wellington Paranormal on the CW. It's a comedy, thank you. A comedy about cops investigating paranormal incidents. Man, it's hard to say. It's like a mockumentary made to look like the show Cops. Yes, I would love that. Sounds a little like Reno 911. Love it. Right up my alley. Let me make a note. Wellington. On the CW. Okay, got it. Geneva says record a video about how to conduct a live chat. Oh, no one needs to see that from me. Somebody else is much better equipped to do something like that. I can barely get my camera and microphone to work every week, so there we are. Ken says, don't mind the ads if they are short and to the point. It's the ones that go on and on. Yeah, totally agree. I have that problem during podcasts. I zone out whenever they're doing their ad reading and end up having to go back and re-listen to the podcast. Is there a timeline for the return of Manifest on Netflix? That's a great question. I don't think so. I think it's still a little too new. They just now decided to bring it back on Netflix. But if I can find a date, we will definitely post about it. G Money says, I like the CNET channel on Pluto TV. Yeah, definitely. Me too. CJ says the Apple Music needs an explicit filter for their service. Oh, yeah, you have to be quick when your daughter is in the car with you. Yeah, definitely. Somebody was just telling me about another app where you can like make an algorithm for your Apple Music, and I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it's something like you can set it up so it plays songs from a certain time period, from certain playlists, but you can also like filter lots of different things. I bet there's a way to use that to filter out things like curse words or explicit lyrics, whatever. And of course, I don't know the name of it. I will shoot you a message over on Twitter after I find out what that is, CJ. People are talking about this Just 24/7 channel. Once again, no one needs that much. Not a single person. Do I know if Locast will try to fight and get back online? That was a service I will keep on paying for sure. Yeah, Silvio. So I think that they are planning on fighting. They will go to trial probably next year. So really not so sure what's going to happen. I know that they firmly believe that they are in the right, that they have every right to show all these channels. But like people were saying last week, these broadcast networks just have so much money and power behind them that I think this would be a very difficult fight for Locast to win. But we never know what's going to happen. It really just depends on, I don't know, a lot of things, honestly, and what this copyright law looks like, whether they think that they violated it or if they were still complying, and oh gosh, I just don't know. Yes, somebody asked if Locast shut down. Was it forced to close? Kind of. I think they decided to close, but because they were being pressured to because of the case. Craig says, don't forget to thumbs up the video. Yeah, if you find these helpful at all, please do give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. A good alternative to Lowcast. So there are some services. If people want to leave the legal ones in the comments, please do. But an antenna is honestly your best bet in most cases. You can get your local channels for free with an antenna. So that's what I would recommend. And then of course, live TV streaming services. You'll get your local channels with those as well. But I know those are pretty expensive, so cost prohibitive for a lot of people. So if you can get your channels with an antenna, you should do that. Richard wants to know if Bill is here tonight. He is. I saw him comment a little earlier, Richard. Yeah, local BTV is the one that lots of people have been recommending. It's in a very limited amount of cities right now, but if it's in your area, it might be a good one to try. It's also the one that I was saying, though, reminds me an awful lot of Locast. So there is a chance that that one's going to be shut down for the same reason that Locast was shut down. Timothy says, do I wear glasses? I do not, and you might see me squinting. That is because my eyes have been irritated all day, so I have been squinting to read the comments tonight. But no, I do not wear glasses. I do have blue light glasses for looking at the computer all day. Love them. DMS says, a good antenna with a OTA DVR is a must for cord cutters. Yeah, I would agree. That's usually the first step that we tell people when they are cutting the cord, is to get an antenna and see how many channels they can get for free. Samuel says, if you have YouTube TV, you can get, you can get your local channels by signing in with the app. Yeah, that's true. These live TV streaming services, like I said, they are pretty expensive, but it is a good way to get some local channels. Yep, more people talking about local BTV. So that has been a very popular one that I've heard of before, but not nearly as much as I have in the past few days. A lot of you have been recommending that. So we do have it in that post about watching your local channels without Locast. But like I said, I also have a little note there that there's a good chance that they're going to try to have them shut down. However, as some of you have pointed out, they say that they have paid for rights to all of these channels. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll look into it more, promise. Yeah, everyone's saying that it's legal. I totally trust you, and I've looked into it. It doesn't look illegal at all to me, but I will look at it a little bit more. Colin says, I get most of my locals with an antenna but can't get ABC. I had the same problem. I was getting most of them but wasn't getting NBC, and that just was not working for me. So Lowcast really came through on that one. Oh, interesting. Some of you are talking about other people on YouTube who have been looking into the Locast case. Interesting. Okay, so Lawn TV is one that you were talking about. I think the Antenna Man, I think he posted something about Locast also. So yeah, lots of people sharing their opinions and looking more into the case. So definitely check those videos out. Brett says, watching the original Star Trek for Star Trek Day. Love to see it. So Comet and what's their other one? Owned by Sinclair. No, I can't think of the other channel. But I know that Comet had some Star Trek content on today for those of you who get that channel with your antenna. Yeah, lots of people sharing some opinions about where to watch their locals, but yeah, for the most part, an antenna or a live TV streaming service is a good option, are both good options. Samuel is more of a Star Wars fan. I'll be honest, so am I. I've tried watching Star Trek and I just can't get into it. But if any of you think that there's one of the Star Trek series that I would like, please let me know because you guys are always right. All right, let's see here. Someone asked what I was watching. So right before we came here, minutes before, I was catching up on Big Brother. I have turned into a huge Big Brother fan, loving this season, and I am definitely behind because it's on Wednesday nights while we are doing this. So I was trying to get caught up before I get too far behind. So no spoilers, please. I'm still a couple episodes behind, but that's what I've been watching. All right, more people are talking about NFL, so if everyone wants to let me know which team you're cheering for, I'll put out some good winning vibes into the universe for you, unless you're playing the Browns, and then, sorry. Jermaine says Twitch is dedicating a channel for Star Trek Day. I seem like a Star Trek Voyager fan. Okay, I'll check it out. Let me write down Voyager so I don't forget to watch it. No, I will never be a contestant on Big Brother. I'm a terrible liar. I would not do well. Jeff says, would love to see Jess as an interviewer or host of Raw Talk, talking smack or leading the kickoff panel. Probably not. I don't think that's for me. Whoa, hey, lots of Browns fans in the comments. Go Browns. Love to see it. John and Ed. Absolutely. GS says Broncos. Geneva is cheering for the Dallas Cowboys. Samuel says go New York Giants. Jeff is cheering for the Titans. Okay. Is everybody going to be watching this weekend, and how are you watching your local game? Let me know. Jose says that they don't lie on Big Brother. That is not true. I just witnessed some lies on this past episode. Somebody talked to someone and then immediately walked away and said, I just lied. So, false. Christopher is cheering for the Eagles. Timothy says 49ers and Broncos. Samuel says, I have NFL Sunday ticket. David, go Browns. My people are here in the chat. You guys are killing me with the wrestling talk. That's like the one thing that I definitely don't watch, so that is not for me. Geneva says Dallas on Thursday night. Jeff says Iowa versus Iowa State. Frayden says go Eagles. John is watching the Browns at Town Tavern in Green. Nice. Deborah says go Bucks. Jordan is cheering for the Jets. Love it. Love seeing where you guys are from and who you're cheering for. I don't know why. It just makes me happy. All right, guys. I think that we're only talking about NFL now. I think I might go ahead and wrap it up here. Not a whole lot to chat about tonight. I know we're all still upset about the Locast thing. Definitely check out that new movies add-on over on Philo if you are a subscriber. It is very cheap like Philo itself and has a bunch of channels. Oh, also YouTube TV just added more sports channels to its Sports Plus add-on today, so check that out too. So, okay, I am going to go ahead and wrap this video up now. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me on this Wednesday night, and hope you all enjoy the first night of NFL football tomorrow. I will see you all next Wednesday.